Hi Aquarius, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your February 2025 monthly tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at where it is that you are in your life, but also where is it that the astrological energies are affecting you. This is a big month, Aquarius. We are coming through still your season, but also entering into Pisces season. We have Venus and Neptune conjunct in Pisces, Jupiter direct in Gemini, Venus enters Aries. We also will have Mercury and the Sun move into Pisces. We'll actually have a stellium of planets in Pisces. And so for many of you Aquarians, you probably have quite a few Pisces placements just because you're right next in line with the succession of the signs. So I will say that you all will probably be affected immensely in the month of February. And we will have Mercury conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So we also have Mars moving direct in Cancer. So lots going on. So check the description box below for all of the important dates in February. If you haven't checked out those let's see, it would be December to mid-January career readings, as well as mid-January to mid-February career readings, those will be helpful too. So I'll leave the link below. All right, Aquarius, let's go week by week. You start off that first week with the 10 of Swords in the reverse, as well as the King of Swords in the upright. Second week of the month finds you with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Major arcana there, Aquarius, as well as the 5 of Pentacles. Third week finds you with the High Priestess, major arcana, as well as the 10 of Wands in reverse. So you already have 2 10s on the ground, both in reverse. And the last week of February finds you with the King of Pentacles in the reverse, as well as the 2 of Cups. Now, you're one of the first signs that I've heard to also look at the bottom of the deck and look at their Justice. I felt like there was something here that was needing to come out. So just know that there's something here that you will be getting some kind of realization of justice being served this month. So nice to see that. So we're actually going to take out that Libra card and we'll put it right down here, along with that 2 of Cups and King of Pentacles at the end of the month. So let's go ahead and ask Spirit to send you a card representing the energy that you bring into February. Spirit, if you can send my Aquarians a card representing that energy. And you have the 8 of Swords in the reverse. So Aquarius, for several of you during the month of January, could have been a time of trying to figure out next steps, possibly too many things going on in your mind, not knowing whether or not you are going to move through the cycle that you're in a way that you feel empowered. And I do feel like this 8 of Swords in reverse is suggesting that for many of you all, things were hidden out of your sight or not knowing which way to turn. You possibly could have been up at night or just really stressed out mentally. And I do think, Aquarius, that this is one of the things that plagues many of the air signs. It's just so much mental activity. And so I do think as you come into February, some of this will be relieved. But I will tell you here, you have that 10 of Swords and King of Swords that first week of February. So that mental strain could continue, but I do think that there could be some kind of culmination points that moves you through this energy by time you're moving through February. So I think this is going to be something that still continues with you, Aquarius, but you're going to learn to use it in a constructive way. And I think that's really important for everyone, that we are using the energies, even if they are not the most pleasant energies, we're using them in a way that helps us ultimately down our journey. So we're going to pull one last card, Aquarius. Spirit, if you could send my Aquarians a oracle message for the month of February. And you have wise one, grow within your current situation. I think this is so timely after I just said we are going to have situations where you may not feel that comfortable, but you're going to learn to grow with them. And that is literally what Spirit just sent you. It says, wise one, grow within your current situation. This means even though your situation may not be one, maybe your job is not one that you are really pleased about, but at least it's a steady income. Possibly your home life is one that is a little strained, or even if things are going well in certain areas of your life, maybe it's other things like you're not feeling great about yourself, or just something here where you're needing to learn to cope with what you have, because it actually is going to serve you later on in this cycle. And so I do think, Aquarius, that's going to be a really important lesson for you all, especially as we come into this Pisces season, because Pisces is that last zodiac sign of endings and working through spiritually where you are going. So let's go ahead and go through these cards week by week. You already have some really interesting messages coming in. So that first week of February finds you with Venus conjunct Neptune on the 1st at 27 degrees. This is going to be karmic and soul searching, possibly beginnings or endings, with this King of Swords and Ten of Swords in reverse. This suggests someone in power either comes to you or comes to your organization or your group and puts down the law or says something that is very profound, and you were thinking mentally that you had to deal with this stress. But I think this King of Swords and that Ten of Swords in reverse is suggesting that this actually helps you. This actually empowers you of whatever this information is. I do think that this could be at work, or it could be more like the government, or an entity like your HOA, or someone who has some kind of power to put down the law. And I do think that by the time you get to February 3rd, Mercury in your sign in Aquarius trines Jupiter in Gemini, Aquarius. So this is optimism. You're open-minded. Conversations are going better, possibly with a boss. This could be you going to someone of authority, asking for some help with a project, asking for more time, asking possibly for a raise. It does feel like by the time you get to February 3rd, where Mars in Cancer, which is retrograde, squares Chiron in Aries, just watch your temper. Make sure you're not getting too riled up by whatever this conversation is. But I do think that this could go very positively, as long as you keep up this mindset that whatever this is, you are working through this journey. And remember that wise one, grow within your situation. So I do think that's really going to be important for you, Aquarius, throughout the entire month of February. It's just figuring out how to deal with this air mental information. Now, once we get to the second week of the month, we have Jupiter direct in Gemini on the 4th. Venus enters Aries on that same day. And then we will have a very important day for you all, Aquarius. February 9th is when the Sun will conjunct Mercury in Aquarius. This is conversations in groups, figuring out where it is that you want to be. I do think that for several of you, you all are thinking about your money situation. You're not happy at where you are at in your life, or many of you all could get some news with that Wheel of Fortune in reverse that is not the news you wanted to hear. This could be a group of people are deciding on your behalf about the future of your salary, or possibly your spouse has some issues at their job. There's somewhere here where you and someone else are feeling the brunt of all of this heavy energy here. And I do think that that Sun conjunct your sign on the 9th, and then Mars retrograde in Cancer trining Saturn in Pisces also on the 9th could bring some kind of emotional conversations, but I think they're ones that need to be had so that you can move on from them. So I do think that once we get to the 10th, when Mercury in your sign squares Uranus in Taurus, you all might have some kind of mental nervousness, or trying to figure out this out of the blue news that you got with that Wheel of Fortune and Five of Pentacles. But just keep going through the journey, Aquarius. I do think that this is going to be mentally challenging, but I do think that you have a lot of supportive people around you. And I say that because that third week of the month, you have this High Priestess. When your intuitive insight really kicks in. This 10 of Wands, remember this is the second 10 you have gotten. 10 of Swords in that first week. Now this 10 of Wands, you all have been pushing for some project or pushing to get something done, and your intuition is telling you to stop. I do think that by the time we get to February 11th, when the sun in your sign squares Uranus and Taurus, as well as that Leo full moon on the 12th, this is really you having some enlightening experience. You're now realizing, you know, Leo sits across from you all in the sky, and you all are like, okay, maybe this isn't the way I needed to be pushing. Maybe now I'm realizing that there's something going on that isn't being said. And I do think that the sun entering Pisces on the 18th, Mercury entering Pisces on the 14th, and then Mercury in Pisces squaring Jupiter in Gemini. This is like too much overload. And I do think that you all are trying to figure out, do I want to continue with this job? Do I want to continue with these people? Is the organization, now that I'm having these intuitive insights, is this a place that I still want to remain? This wise one saying growing within your current situation. This doesn't mean staying somewhere where you're not valued or you don't feel good or it's a toxic relationship. But I do think that many of you all are going to be thinking about this around the 20th, 23rd, when the Mars moves direct in Cancer. You're feeling much better about where you're at once Mars is moving forward. So I think that's going to help all of us, but I still think there's going to be some strain here. And I do think that this Justice card coming out on the bottom is implying that there is some type of just situation working in your favor, but you're going to have to be patient, Aquarius. This may not happen in the time period that you are wanting, and that is going to be kind of a stressor for you. Now, by the time we get to that last week of February, this is when we have Mercury conjunct Saturn in Pisces on the 24th, as well as a Pisces new moon on the 27th. During this time, Two of Cups, King of Pentacles in reverse. This is some kind of realization, some kind of conversations with either a business partner or someone, a group of people, not going in your favor, or money conversations taking a twist that you weren't expecting. I do think once we get into March, once Venus moves retrograde in Aries and Mercury enters its retrograde shadow on March 1st, these conversations are going to slow down. So if there's any way that you can try and have these conversations in February, even if they're not going the way that you want, I think communication is better than no communication. And I think that that wise one growing within your current situation is reminding you that even if you're not seeing eye to eye, try to get the other party to talk more. If you've asked for a raise, if you've asked for more time off, there's something here where communication isn't at its best, but you're going to need to try and push through it, Aquarius, to get to this Justice card. And I do think that that Justice card is going to come into play later on in March, but I don't think that it's going to fruition all right here in February. So I think this month, Aquarius, is going to be this month of you really trying to test out where is it that you need to put more attention, where is it that you need to draw the line, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, and say, hey, maybe this process isn't over. Maybe I just need to use my intuition and try a different route. So I hope this was helpful for you, Aquarius. A lot going on this month for you. Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs in this video series, and I'll talk to you later.